Thank you for joining me on this beautiful day. If you are listening to this live, you are definitely blessed. God bless you with another day. So take time before you do anything and thank God for waking you up this morning. Before you ask Him for anything, just thank Him. Thank Him for the small things that we don't think about. Um, excuse me, a lot of people don't thank God for being able to open their eyes and blink their eyes, move their fingers, move their arms and legs. There are people who can't move their limbs, who cannot get out of bed, who wake up every day and can't do anything for themselves. There are people who can't feed themselves. There are people who can't walk, people who cannot speak. I had a career in healthcare starting right out of college, and I was astonished at how many people could not do those things. So things that you believe are simple, things that you take for granted. There are a lot of people who can't do those things. So a lot of times I stop in the morning when I feel like I'm rushing, and I just give thanks to God for the little things. And I think that is another thing we as people need to become more disciplined on. Praying is one thing, but spending time with God is another. And so we have to take time and spend time with God, because a lot of times God is trying to show us and He's trying to tell us things. But if we're always in a rush, if we're always on a go, we may miss it. We may miss the message. So sometimes you have to sit still and you have to listen. You have to listen and see what it is that He wants you to do, where He wants you to go. In the morning, when I first wake up, the first thing I do is I start praying, I start giving thanks. I don't get on my phone, I don't scroll, I don't answer calls, check emails or messages. I don't do any of those things. The first thing that I do is I give time to God. And later in the day, as my day unfolds, I may read scriptures or post scriptures, but I make sure that I give some time to God. And you should do the same thing. Today, I wanted to speak a bit about settling, and this resonates with me because I've experienced things with people that expect you to settle and expect you to wait. Excuse me. And I'm not just speaking about romantic relationships, because settling can be in any type of relationship. It can come in a friendship form or in a relationship with a family member. You know, people want you to wait on them to make their mind up about something that they want to do that will affect your life, or what type of position they want to play in your life. And we're not doing that. We're not doing that in the year of 2026 or any year after. We're not doing that. We're not settling. I need you to know what position you want in my life, or not want me to not want me to wait around for you to figure out what position you want to play in my life. We're not doing that in 2026. And it's also not fair to you for anyone to expect you to put your life on hold, but for you to put your life on hold. And it can become so difficult when you love someone, especially when you truly love someone or you are in love with someone. Now we're speaking in a stance of a romantic relationship. Now we're speaking of a romantic relationship. And the scenario I'm going to give is someone not wanting to marry and wanting you to wait, but you want to get married. You don't want to wait. And you've been with this person for many years. And what I've learned in life is if a person is going to do something, they're going to do it. Very seldom will a person be with you for many years and then marry you. It can happen, and I've seen it happen. But I'm a firm believer in people, they know what they want to do. And in a relationship, I think in the first couple years, a person knows if they want to marry you or not. So when you've been with that person a decade or more and they're still out decision making if they want to marry you, it's not going to happen. 9 times out of 10, it's not going to happen. I feel like if you were going to marry, if he or she was going to marry you, they would have done that years ago. Why are they waiting? Because time awaits no one. Now, if it's to the point where you guys have both decided to get married and you can't afford the type of wedding that you want, or maybe something financially or something has to take place, okay, that's fine. But I'm speaking of a person who continues to put the marriage on the back burner. But they say that they will marry you, they are going to marry you, but not right now. And also, when I listen to people in their middle age say this, I clearly don't understand what you're waiting on. I clearly, now I'm not speaking against my men, but I am a woman, so I'm going to say I clearly don't understand the men that are well into their 50s and that are still promising marriage and they're going to wait to get married or we're going to still get married. Why? I'm at this point, what are you waiting on? And that's when it becomes a selfish tactic because you're still holding on to this individual and here you are in your 40s. It's okay, but when you get into your 50s, when he gets in his 50s and he's decided that he wants to wait on marriage, I'm not understanding what he's waiting on. And so I believe that a man that is in his 50s at that point, he definitely doesn't want to get married and he's not going to do it. So if you're waiting, then you're settling. You're settling, and we don't have time for that. I have had experiences in my life where I've put my life on hold for other people. Once again, I'm not speaking of romantic relationships. Speaking of life in general. And, you know, a lot of people say life is too short. Life is too beautiful. There are so many things in life that we haven't experienced. I haven't experienced so many places that I yet still have to see and travel. I want to live a beautiful life. I don't want to settle and put my life on hold for other people and wait around on someone to figure out um, if they want to spend time with me for the rest of their life or wait around for someone to do something and I'm just putting my life on hold for them. I'm not doing that. You don't have to settle. so many places in the world to travel. There's so many things to do. There's no reason for you to put your life on the back burner or put your things on hold. I spent 2025, 2024, 2023. I spent a lot of years doing that, putting my dreams and my goals on hold to help other people, to help other individuals. That was my big hang up, was putting life on hold, putting my life on hold, to help other people. I always believed that I could save everyone. I believed that I could save the world. If a person that was close to me had a problem, I would try to hurry up and figure it out. Let me figure out how I can help this person, whether they ask for my help or not. But most times they ask for my help, and most times whatever I had to do, I always put it on the back burner. I always put others before myself. And we cannot do that, people. We can't do that. It sets you back in life, and it sets your timeline back. Everything that God gives you and everything that He created you for is on a timeline, it's placed on a timeline. So if you are constantly putting other people before you, and you're putting your own things and your goals and your dreams on a timeline, that is affecting your purpose. That's affecting the assignment that He has given you to do. So if you're doing that, your life is not evening up. When you're thinking that you're working for something for so long, and it must take years because it's such a huge blessing, because I used to think this too, that is not always true. A lot of times things happen because you have put others before you and you set your own self back. It has nothing to do with that goal. It has nothing to do, with how huge the goal is and how life changing the outcome is going to be. It has nothing to do with that, and it has everything to do with you. It has everything to do with you placing other people in front of you. A lot of times we want to help people and we want to be a part of fixing their life, and God didn't even assign you to do that. That's not what He told you to do. You're not a part of that. And so sometimes we can become a part of other person's struggles, and we were not called for that. We were not called to be a part of that. So guess what? You you begin to set yourself back, and then you also begin to set that person back as well. Sometimes you're in your way, and the people that you're trying to help, you're in their way as well. I learned that also too. Especially when you have adult children, it is so important to not allow them to crutch on you and to give them, responsibilities as well. If you are carrying them and taking care of them and not allowing them to do things for themselves, then you're undoubtedly holding them back. You're holding them back from whatever God has for them. We were all created with purpose, and we were all created differently and uniquely and given something different in life to do. So if you're implicating yourself inside of everyone's situation, and now some people we were called to help, we were not called to help everybody. So you have to understand that, and you also have to know how to determine who you should help and who you should not help. Thank you for listening. Have a blessed Friday and have a wonderful weekend.